You are all going to die tonight.
People often talk about the horror comedy aspect of Evil Dead, but the original, the first one, not funny to me. I was really scared. It made me more excited, even more excited than I already was to be a part of the project because Sam Raimi rules.
Sam met Fede Alvarez. He spun a couple different takes on what he would do if we remade it without the character Ash. So Sam was very interested in that, and we became interested because Sam was interested.
Like, as a fan of the originals, like, I didn't want anybody to turn into something weird and too Hollywood-esque and, you know, like PG-13. So I was happy that when he gave me the chance to do it, that I knew that I could turn into something that I would love to see.
Everyone involved with this movie loves the original and respects it so much. So those Easter eggs, as some people are calling them, were all homage to the original.
I call it the new Evil Dead. I don't even call it a remake because I'm kind of bored with all that rehash, reissue, reimagining, rebirth. Re-BS is what it is. It's just a new Evil Dead film.
Listen, you gotta get out of those clothes.
You have to get me out of here.
I'm not playing a role that ever was in the original. It's a new role that I get to explore and create.
I want to just create a new story. Let's take the Evil Dead universe, some of the set pieces of the original film, let's put them in a different context, let's give them new meaning.
At the beginning of the movie, I'm going through withdrawal. So I'm completely hysterical, throwing myself everywhere. And then, while this poor girl is going through withdrawal, she gets raped by a motherfucking tree.
It looks like it's kind of old school 1970s prosthetic makeup effects, where I don't think there's any digital blood in the whole movie.
Doing everything practical, and it really worked. I think it really helped for the fear in the movie. You know, it really makes it more scary because it feels alive. It doesn't feel like the computer graphic in front of you, right?
All of those effects we were really doing, and it's physically taxing, emotionally taxing. It's an exhausting movie to make. I think it paid off.
When Natalie's in the kitchen and her arm is rotting and all that, like doing the shot when she goes for the arm, that's just one day of shooting just to do that shot.
Wow.
Yeah, because after you cut it once and you want to do it again, it takes like 5, 6, 7 hours to reset the whole trick.
I was covered in bruises and cuts in that movie, but that was fun. I feel like a badass. I got to be an action hero also in this movie, which every single step I got to do something really awesome that you don't get to do that often as a young woman.
We're gonna have to kill her.
We just wanted it to work as a horror movie, not as an Evil Dead horror movie. But because it's an Evil Dead movie, it always goes the next step. I mean, to really torment the audience. And that's the idea. They're always either a little more ridiculous, a little more violent, a little bloodier than your average horror movie.
First of all, it has to be the scariest movie ever because the original film was the scariest movie ever. Second of all, don't ask me to remake Ash. That's just impossible. It would have been a fool's errand. You don't remake Indiana Jones.
We want the movie to be successful on its own. And we also didn't want to cheapen it by putting me in there playing some guy at a bait store. You know, be careful, kids. I hear that cabin's haunted.
There's a lot of people saying, like, how that is rated R. But it's a good thing. I mean, that's why you want as a filmmaker. You don't want to cut your vision down to something different to match a rating, right?
I was sweating so much after I watched it. I needed to eat something. I felt hungry, I was sweating, and I wanted to take a nap.
Put the gun down, please.
If we can keep the series going ourselves, and Fede wants to go in another direction and make another series, you could have dueling series. So Sam is talking about writing Army of Darkness 2, which is technically what it would be called.
I think every Evil Dead movie was very different from the predecessor, from the previous movie, and it always evolved and changed. You know, Evil Dead 2 has a different tone than Evil Dead 1, and Evil Dead 3 is not even called Evil Dead. It's a different thing. So I think we have to keep doing that. That's the nature of the saga. It has to change and evolve. So whatever we do, it has to be completely different from this film.